All right. Good morning, everyone. We're live. We're live. It's Friday morning here in California, and super proud to be here. Really pumped to have an incredible stream. We have a pretty all-star lineup of folks here, and welcome to everyone tuning in from all around the world. It's been probably one of the biggest weeks for Base and the Base app, and there's just so much news and fun things to share. My name is Ray. I'm one of the co-founders of Avantis. We are a perp dex on Base. My co-founder Sahej is also here, and then we have a bunch of folks from the Base team and the folks that made the Base app possible here. We're going to have a really fun, riveting discussion today, talking everything about trading, the Base app, the Avantis mini app, social trading, and also to do some live trading with some of our special guests here. I want everyone to be super engaged, and so please leave comments. I already see some comments coming through. Drop your Base handle so we can all follow you, and you can comment where you're calling in from and how you use the Base app. We want this to be super interactive, and we'll have Q&A throughout the entire stream. Just to set a little bit of structure for today, what we'll be doing is we'll start with a couple of different segments. To start off, we'll give some background to the audience about the Base app, the mini app ecosystem, specifically also the Avantis mini app and what went into that process. The next phase after that, we'll go into some more details around this very exciting Avantis powered by Base competition that we're doing around a creator competition, how you can get involved, how you can get a chunk of this 25,000 prize pool that we're giving out every week to reward the Base community to make content. And then the segment after that, we'll have a special guest, Waj, here, who's a close friend of Avantis, doing some live trading, talking markets, and we'll kind of just hang around and talk about topics that are very important to you as Base community members while we're trading also. So should be a super fun, jam-packed hour. And I'll kick things off by introducing our special guests from the Base team, along with my co-founder, Sahaj. So we have Ox and Aneri, two of the leaders of the Base team here with us today, as well as Sahaj, who's a co-founder at Avantis. So, super pumped to have you on the stream. Thank you so much for joining. The first question I'd like to lob actually to Aneri. So Aneri, you've been, good friend of mine for 10 plus years, and it's really funny and awesome that our journeys have kind of intersected again. And you've been with Base for a long time. Talk to us a little bit about the Base app, the amazing announcement you had over the last couple of days, and just, what you're feeling right now.
Yeah, sounds great. It's so awesome to see our paths crossing again, but big week for both of us. Not only did the Avantis mini app launch, but Base app is live to everyone in GA. And so that's what we just announced in San Francisco. And it's been really exciting. I think we've always known that Base is not just an L2 chain. It's really been a community and an ecosystem. And there's just so many incredible builders and creators creating and building projects on it. And so the goal for Base app has always been to be that consumer front door for the Base economy and kind of the best place to explore what's being created and for people to be able to easily understand and participate in kind of this full economy. And so everything in the Base app is kind of oriented around assets to start. So like you can post and that's an asset. You can see people's assets in wallets. You can participate in apps and trade assets. And so it's really kind of a full ecosystem for people to easily kind of participate in these markets. And trading is a huge part of it. And then also mini apps, which would love to kind of dive in more there about what you guys are building.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Aneri. And Ox, for you, given you kind of oversee a lot of the product work on the trading side specifically, we've seen a really great ecosystem, I think, emerge in terms of just being able to trade through the social app itself, through mini apps like Avantis. Avantis has been building this mini app for a number of months, which I'll have to talk about more later. But for you, how important is the trading dynamic when it comes to trading on the Base app, and what's the newest here?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. And in terms of the trading overall, I guess we want to solve the two main problems of the market, which is like how fast people can discover new coins and how quickly they can trade them. And we are going towards definitely the right direction, because after our launch, we can already see that people trade 5 times more compared to previous app which we had before. And overall, we clearly want Base app being not just a purely social app, but also a best app to go for trading. That's why we integrated trading features across the entire experience. So you can go to social tab and you can trade by just double tapping any content or trading broadcast cards. And this is very easy, and you can choose the default assets and default amount which you want to trade. You can also do more pro trading activity within the different tabs, including chats, and also the middle tab, which is the trade tab. So basically, we're trying to integrate trading everywhere, and we're looking into like a great features like a purse trading as well. That's why our collaboration is very important for us, and we want to make sure that everything works smoothly and we have the best features in the app.
Awesome. And especially that 5 times number, that's massive. And I think especially given what we've always thought, the audience of folks coming into the Base app are a lot of potentially new folks that might not be DeFi native, for example. So that's incredible, and congrats on that stat. Back to you, Neri. So another question. So, there's a number of trading apps. How do you think apps like us at Avantis can work with Base and the Base mini app specifically and truly benefit from the new ecosystem?
Yeah, it's a great question, something really important to us. The way that we've been thinking about apps is across 3 main pillars, like distribution, composability, and growth. And so for distribution, it's like really making sure great apps get seen. And so apps are in the Base app surface super natively in discovery and search and the social feed. And they are like alongside kind of everything that people are seeing in the front page of the app. And so users are finding them with the right social signals and context. And so there's like much, much, much less user friction. You don't need to download another wallet, download another app, and all the context that people need about the app is there. This is something we learned a ton while we were in beta, that when users are seeing an app in Base app, they already have a high amount of trust because they assume that Base has vetted that app. And so we're taking that responsibility really seriously and working really closely with builders like Avantis to make sure that we're delivering a really high quality experience to users. The second really important thing for apps that we're working with y'all on is composability. And so that as you build, you can plug in directly into the ecosystem. And so not only taking advantage of wallets, but also identity and social graph. And so as y'all are building a social feed in your mini app, which looks incredible, how does that become super easily interoperable with Base apps so people can get even more distribution and visibility and earnings from that? And then the third is growth. And so tons of primitives that we're building within the product itself, as well as on base.dev, which is our builder portal, for apps to grow with more users. And so that includes analytics to see like performance of your app over time, notifications, so you can go directly to the user, kind of continue to re-engage them when new things happen, when new launches happen, as they have kind of more holdings, like position changes, everything. You can kind of go directly to the user with no middleman. And yeah, I think those are kind of like the main things we're focusing on right now. And it's really about like close collaboration so that we can bring to our users like what we think best in class experiences are for experiences that don't exist natively in our app today, like perps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks so much, Neri. I mean, just to underscore your point, I think we've been building, and Saj will go into more of the story, but with Base for years now, since the beginning. So for any builders out there, it's truly a remarkable experience. And I think especially now that the Base app is launched, just the ecosystem support has been tremendous. So just to give a few examples, we integrate with Farcaster to do all of our social following, to fully enable social trading, but also even working with folks like Rova, which is a Base project, to actually handle our creator competition that I'll be digging into a little bit. So just the composability, definitely agree there, Neri. So to bring on my fellow great friend and co-founder Sahaj to the stage, we've been deep in the trenches now for a number of months, kind of redoing everything to be to support this Base app launch. So just give us a little bit, maybe initially, of the psyche of what went into this whole redesign, the process to recreate the app to be kind of base mini app native, and then what you're most excited about from here.
Yeah, so thanks so much for having me, and thanks for that introduction, Ray. Great to be here. I would say, candidly, when we closed our eyes 3 years ago and we dreamed of a day, like today was that day, where we just like came up and we were seeing base everywhere in the world, literally everywhere in the world, and in the hands of people, in their literal hands with a mobile phone, in a mobile app. And I think it's a dream come true to be in that kind of position, to be able to distribute Avantis and all the other incredible ecosystem apps to such a wide variety of people who are like maybe not crypto native, which is the exciting part. So to get a little bit into the psychology of how we design Avantis specifically for the mini app, we wanted it to be, very powerful, social, fast, and rewarding, right? So every mini app user on Avantis gets a boost that desktop users don't get on collecting Avantis tokens, collecting incentives, whether that's USDC, whether that's ABNT token. There's also an aspect of extremely fast execution, zero delays, which again, desktop users don't get. Extremely social, so you can see your friends getting making 25x or getting liquidated, which is always fun to see. You can follow the best traders, you can learn from them. You can actually, there's a big piece of education here, where in the onboarding page, you'll see that you can trade any asset from Tesla all the way to the dollar yen. As you can see, Japan is making a good recovery arc in the economy. You can trade gold, you can trade silver, assets that are not correlated to crypto necessarily, and people can actually relate to in the real world. So making an app that's available, accessible, and powerful for real world citizens was the whole idea, all the while making it fun and social. So in the app, you'll see a lot of noises, a lot of sounds, a lot of haptics, a gamified leverage slider, like a lot of cool icons, settings on privacy. So if you don't want to share your trades with other people, we'll never force that upon you. You can always choose not to do that. So privacy by default is baked into the app as well. So super excited to have this as a starting point and then continue learning from our community. So if you're here watching the stream and you're using the base app, check out Avantis and please leave your comments there. We'd love to always listen to you and iterate. And you can always hit me up directly on Twitter, tag me, DM me. I'm always listening.
Sej, so now that the Avantis base mini app is launched, do you think the team is going to get some sleep during Christmas or no?
Absolutely not. We'll be bug fixing throughout. We'll always be there, 24/7 support. But it was a good push to get it out in the first place, and like super proud of the work that's gone in and all the support that we've gotten from base in the process.
Yeah. Huge shout out to the Avantis team for tireless nights, but also for the base team for constant support, even leading up to like 1 hour before the main event. I was telling Neri, like, there's a bug. Paige, our front end guys, woke up at 4 a.m. in India, made the fix. So this matters to us. Okay, awesome. So I think this has been a great discussion about some of the genesis behind the base mini app, the Avantis mini app, and kind of how we've gotten here. I think this is a really good transition point to go into this next phase of the stream, which is we're going to talk about this very exciting creator competition that Avantis has been spearheading and fully powered by Base. So as you can see here, this is the 3 segments of the stream. We've done the Base 101. We're going to talk more about the competition now and then go into live trading afterwards. So just to frame up a little bit of the high level of what is Leagues of Leverage. And you've probably seen a little bit about this on the Base X handle, but also Avantis, we've been posting about it. The whole idea behind this is we want to provide education to the masses when it comes to trading, and just to make it very frictionless and no inertia for anyone around the world to get started trading as enabled by the Base app launch. And to do this, what we're doing is a 4-week sprint where we're going to allow any creator, regardless of your following, to post content about anything related to trading, social, Base app, mini apps. And then on a weekly basis, we're going to give you a portion of the $25,000 prize pool. And the whole idea is, we can trade anything. To talk about macro news, you can talk about day in the life of a trader. You can do a earnings reaction to Tesla or your favorite tech stock, any of the above. So to give a few tangible examples of submissions we're already seeing, Zach, if you don't mind teeing up the cheetah video, we'll start with this one.
9 lives, 9 trades. Only one needs to hit. I clicked 100 ads before coffee, that's called believing. P&L don't move to the caffeine groove. Avanti got the juice, the charts got no truce. I tried explaining leverage, my friend said, how is $90 controlling 10,000? I said magic, 500x. My mental state, let's not talk about that. I bought the dip, but it was dip number 1. Liquidation nation, but we respond with motivation. We don't fear the wick, we ride the wick. Monty's glow. We don't fear the wick, we out and never. We trade on Avantis. Risk is our romance.
Thanks, Zach. So you might wonder why it's like a cheetah, and the reason is, if you're new, it's actually our official mascot, and we have a lot of really fun swag that I promised the base team we'd get them. So marketing team, putting that here, we're gonna give them everyone swag, but especially the base team. And cheetah's our mascot, so that's why there's a cheetah in this video. But it's a really fun example of AI video. We love AI, non-AI, all the same. It's from someone that submitted this video in. And I think this next video that we'll put on is actually a slightly different style, but gives a really cool personal story about someone around the world trading through the base app and through Avantis and getting access to all different kinds of assets. So maybe, Zach, if you don't mind putting up the next video, the Nigeria one.
I'm still deciding if I want to trade crypto, forex, or even gold, but I'm so sure that I don't want this crazy amount of fees. I don't even want to have to open 5 different apps before I'm able to trade. Not to talk of, I don't even want to deal with banks, especially with this new tax policy in Nigeria.
Say less.
Cool. So that was a slightly different type of video, but just gives you an example of we're super open to all types of content. So please submit them. Our detailed instructions are on X, but just the high level is that, Zach, if you don't mind going to the instruction slide, is the dates for this competition are December 17th through January 9th. So we're only 2 days in, and we're already seeing a bunch of really cool submissions. So whether you want to use one of these new AI models to make a video, or you want to film yourself, we're open to anything. $25,000 USDC prize pool over, we'll have 2 rounds of 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, we'll give half that prize out basically to all the winners, and it'll be really fun. So in terms of the judging criteria, it won't be based on your followers. So you can submit with any number of followers. In order to submit, we want you to post on X, and then also post on the base app, and then just tag base app and Avantis. And we're going to judge based on creativity, based on skill, based on how fun the videos are, but we're going to give out a lot of prizes. And we're, like I mentioned earlier, partnering with Rova, which is another base app project to actually host the competition. So check them out, and the link to participate is on our X. So
just real quick, I think this is so exciting, and I think this is like where the collaboration is so awesome, because the base ecosystem has such an amazing set of creators, and like anyone can participate in base. And so even if you're not building mini apps or you're not a trader, there's so many amazing people who are just spreading the word and like giving more distribution by what they create, and like the educational videos and the funny videos and the memes. So really excited to see what the community cooks with this one. And I will definitely be keeping an eye out in my feed for this content, and I'll be double tapping and buying.
Love it. And Aneri, maybe just explain to the audience what the double tap buy, how that works for anyone who's new.
Yeah, so in our social feed, which is the homepage of Base App, you'll see trades, you'll see lots of things, but one of the things you'll see is content. And so content default in the Base App is an asset. So like content will have a value associated with it. And if you see content that you want to trade because you think that because you want to support the creator, or you think it's going to go viral, or anything, you double tap it. And the first time you do that, it is a settings tray that opens up that allows you to choose the amount that you want to spend on it. But as soon as you choose that default amount, maybe it's $1, maybe it's 50 cents, maybe it's $10. As soon as you do that, anytime you double tap that post, it'll do a quick trade. And so it'll automatically trade that asset for you. Super seamless. We're getting amazing feedback from it. And yeah, so people will be discovering your videos and we'll be able to double tap and support you there as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Neri. And not to put us a hedge on the spot, but if you were to make a video to submit, which you should, even though you're not going to win because you can't, what would you make a video about?
Man, I would be trading earnings for sure for big tech, or like trading like a FOMC event or like a big news event live and getting liquidated, or making it big. That's what I would do. And just like talk about my learnings after, like, why did I put on a long trade? Why did I choose this leverage? Why did I like put the stop loss? Like, what was I thinking on volatility? Like, why do I think the markets would do what they did eventually or did not? So something like that is what I would do personally. But AI videos, educational videos, everything is fair game. So do what works best for you.
I would do like a round table with like 5-year-olds. There's like a hilarious, I think it's like an Australian TV show that like explains tough concepts to like 5-year-olds. I feel like that would really do awesome with like perps and Avantis and just like this new economy. Someone wants to do that, I think that could crush.
Nice. Chat. You heard it first from Neri. Someone make that video and we will give it some love for sure. Ox, what about you? What would you make? You're the trading expert.
It's hard to say. I'm not super creative, to be honest with you. Like, I would probably just talk about like different trenches and stuff like that. I like to do talkative videos, which is not very popular.
All videos are popular. We love it all.
Really?
So awesome. Yeah, chat. Post about what videos you'd make and then go make it. We're all here to help. Feel free to DM any of us. We can teach you about some AI tools and things that'll happen too. So awesome. Well, I think that was our phase of the stream to talk about the competition. A lot of excitement, as you can tell from all these communities. We really hope everyone participates. We still have 3+ weeks left, so feel free to get started. We're going to transition to the next segment where we bring on a very special friend of Avantis, also a very talented person in his own right. So Wajahat, he's best known as crypto Twitter's favorite doctor turned trader, which is kind of crazy to think about, but that just means he's a genius. He's also founder of a DeFi app called Spreads Finance, and then he has a really cool YouTube filled with a bunch of gold for trading, DeFi, everything that will drop in the chat, but you should all check out. So Wajahat, to give you the introduction, would love to bring you on stage and please give us a little bit of background around how you got into trading crypto and especially this like very weird but fun career pivot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for such a lovely intro, Ray. And thank you to the Base and Avantis team for having me on today as well. Yeah, I mean, crypto's always a fascinating journey for everyone. I think everyone's always got a story to tell. I think my story is maybe a little bit interesting because I don't have a finance background. I'm a doctor by background, and it was when I was in medical school that like I stumbled across crypto as like this future internet, this future money, and really just captured me a lot back then. And I think one of the things back then was that there weren't necessarily like strong content, or there wasn't necessarily the content that we see today. And during that time, I already used to make videos a lot anyway, so I kind of just thought about this niche around crypto content, and I don't know, somehow I found my place there. And of course, a big part of crypto is of course trading, and so that kind of goes hand in hand together. So yeah, that's kind of how I kind of got into it. It started many years ago, back probably when I think crypto is a little bit different to what it is now. I think the industry has matured a lot, and I think it's great that we have apps now like the Base app, which can make things so much easier than what it was before.
Yeah, fantastic. And watch, especially with the Base app, a big focus is bringing on millions and hopefully hundreds of millions of people on chain. And trading is a big component, as everyone has heard through this whole process with the Base app and with all these mini apps like Avantis. So what do you think is the best way for a new person to get acclimated to trading, given all your experience? Like what advice would you give?
Yeah, I mean, like you raise a really good point. Like, maybe a few years ago, it's actually quite tricky. You had to make sure that you had a wallet. You had to make sure you have gas. If you're using multiple L2 chains as well, like make sure you've got like gas on these other chains. Yeah, it was tricky before, but I think one of the good things now is like, things are abstracted away. There wasn't really mobile apps even maybe a year or so ago. This is really just something that's come fairly new. And so I think the access, we've really helped with that for a lot of people around the world. So yeah, I think if you're getting into trading now, download the Base app. What better way to get started? It's very frictionless. You can sign up, and it took me about 30 seconds to sign up, and I was pretty much in and ready to go. So yeah, I think now we've got great stuff like this. Probably one of the best places to go.
Love it. Well, Jaha, I've been asking you a bunch of questions. Feel free to lob any questions back at myself or any of the awesome folks around the table here virtually.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you guys, Ray and Sahaj, like both of you have obviously been on quite a journey as well. How has like your journey as builders been compared to like, I'm guessing you like to trade a little bit too as well. Do you often still have time to trade? Or are you too busy with building these days?
Sahaj, you go first.
Yeah, man. For me personally, like the EV of building has always been higher than the EV of trading, both financial as well as like professional and how I feel about like the day to day. So I've been like, and especially with the markets being the way they are right now, all I do is stack sats and I just like build.
Yeah, Waj, I agree with that. I mean, my background is actually more of like a fundamentals, equities, like hedge fund investor prior to going deep into crypto. So I'd love like researching projects and tokens and trying to understand fundamental value. During weird market rotations, it's a little hard to understand fundamental value, but try to still trade a little bit, research other protocols, but just building is so much fun. And I think especially when we have this new paradigm where we're bringing so many more people on chain, doing it in a mobile friendly way, in an environment that looks a lot like Robinhood more than a standard crypto trading terminal. We just want to build features, and we want to make trading super social and fun.
Absolutely. And I think you guys have done a great job with that. So props to you guys as well. And I guess like to you guys as well, Ox and Ari as well. What are some of the things that you like to do in crypto nowadays? And yeah, like do you guys get time to trade? I'm guessing you're also very busy with your jobs as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're always using our product, always trading, always using like products in the ecosystem as well. I think it's like if like you're out for a minute, you're out for like a year. You miss out a year. So like I think Ox and I especially are just like constantly making sure we're staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I trade a lot, especially because of the specific of my work right now. I need to test a lot of features which we're shipping. That's why trading is one of the key thing within the day. But in terms of what I like to do, I really like to explore the new content which people like posting within the Base app, because you can see a lot of talented people across the world posting cool stuff, and a lot of great artists are there. And there will be more and more because people are onboarding constantly. And another thing is mini apps. Thanks to you guys, you build the mini app. There are a lot of different mini apps, games, and funny stuff which people build as well. So I feel that's a nice way to actually explore what people building and participate in on-chain economy overall.
Yeah, very cool. So on that note, like, do you get time to make content yourself as well?
Yeah, I do.
And what do you prefer, like written content or video content?
Not video for sure. Like I'm not very great with video, but written content, yes. Every day, like I feel I'm not as good as Aneri, because Aneri is one of the, I feel, best person within the Base team who posts every day and the cool content. But I'm trying to reach your level.
I think
teach us all.
Yeah, you need to check out Ox's content. You've been definitely crushing it, and like I think your videos are awesome. You'll do like the walks, just here's what's top of mind for me, which I love. So
yeah.
One anecdote. My favorite Ox post was the 11 p.m. in the London office, still here working. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it got viral. I don't know why, because of London or because 11 p.m. I don't know.
It's a hustle. And then I just want to another anecdote for Neri. She's like definitely a content expert. We're on Wednesday during the big reveal for Base. I'm like a few rows behind her, and she's like live posting, not even streaming, like live posting every single speech with these like really long paragraphs of text on like X and Base. And I'm just like, wow, you must like type really fast.
Yeah,
cool.
That was after that. I like took a 12-hour detox from Twitter. So
nice, love it. Waj, so I know you're a market expert, so maybe we transition to the next segment and give you the stage a little bit just to talk about what's been going on. A lot of activity kind of amidst the backdrop of all this excitement with the Base app and mini apps being launched. Obviously, a tougher macro environment for crypto right now. So just would love for your take here.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, crypto generally has been underperforming like the rest of the market. And especially things like Bitcoin. I think we've seen like a big focus on things like DATs, digital asset treasuries. We've seen that some of them have been having to even sell a little bit because of poor prices. But that's despite the fact that things like equities are absolutely soaring and continue to hit record highs. So it has been a little bit of a choppy market. Having said that, there has still been opportunities here and there, and so I think if you have been active in the markets, there's always an opportunity. And remember, when it comes to things like pup trading, you can also bet on the market going down as well. So I think there's always an opportunity to print and always an opportunity to make some money. Yeah, I think it is interesting because like you can really target your trading style to like this kind of market as well. As long as there's volatility, like I find that there's opportunities to make money. And I think like even if you look at, let's say yesterday, Bitcoin was really volatile, going up and down like multiple percentages every hour. And so yeah, I think it's a hard market if you want to be directional and if you want to just like long or short in one direction. But something that I like to do, and I think we talked about this earlier as well in one of our previous podcasts, which was around pair trading. And I think that can be like one of the best ways to like really reduce your risk. Otherwise, I mean, you can just use Avantis and long equities, right? Long gold. I mean, look at the price of gold these days, and silver as well. Like these are soaring. And so, yeah, I think like, one of the interesting things now is like with pup markets like yourselves, you don't just have to trade crypto. You can trade these other assets. And I think especially as they become a little bit decorrelated, like they have done recently, yeah, there's always something to trade. So yeah, I think crypto has been choppy. It's normal, right? Markets go up, markets go down, markets go sideways. I think we're probably just in one of those phases right now. And I suspect in the future, there will be plenty of great times for crypto. Sometimes there's bad times. That's just the way that market cycles go. I guess like a lot of focus right now is on like the rate cuts coming up, hopefully fairly soon. I say hopefully, you never know how they're going to go. They could actually cause the market to go down more, but we don't know these things. So I think there's going to be a lot of focus around that. And then I guess like, if the economy is going to be stimulated as well, what effect that has on assets in general. The interesting thing that I recently was looking at is like, if you look at like even the equities markets, a lot of the growth has been driven by like the Mag 7. Like Google, for example, up like 70% this year. It was incredible. AI is really at the forefront of that. But if you look at like a lot of the consumer stuff, well, I say consumer stuff, I mean like, Chipotle, for example, hasn't really been performing as well. And I suspect, that's generally because of the general environment that we're in. Perhaps if, with the rate cuts and maybe some stimulation into the economy, maybe that will change. And maybe with that, we'll see some green candles on our favorite crypto coins as well. So yeah, I think these things come in cycle. It's going to be exciting to see like what happens with the Fed. But yeah, I think despite that, there's always opportunities to trade and always opportunities to make money.
Fantastic. Yeah, every time I go to Chipotle these days, my portion gets smaller. So then my hack is I just ask for like half everything, and then they end up giving me like 1.2 times as much. So Anyways, that's just my anecdote. So two other folks here that have been on the screen, but I would just want to like bring up and get their thoughts. Zach and Koala, two close friends of Avantis. Koala is an ambassador, and both kind of fantastic traders and investors. Would love each of your takes on just what you're doing right now in this market environment, how you're thinking about things.
Yeah, I think I can go. I think Koala actually dropped off. I have similar thoughts to Waj. Like, I think at the moment there's a lot of like unwind on like AI trade. I think that's kind of depressing markets down a bit at the moment, while like people kind of deal with expectation versus reality. It's kind of fine. And always like going into the end of the year, you know, it's US tax season, a lot of time for like tax loss harvesting, all that sort of stuff going on. So I think at the moment it's very much just about like, you know, yeah, you can always trade in two directions. There's always opportunities. Like I've seen some traders make some really good trades like as late as yesterday. But I think very much at the moment it's a lot of people are like just wait and see mode. Looking at things, not necessarily taking positions right now, but I think in the new year that's probably all going to change.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Volume.
yes. Hi, Koala.
Awesome. Hey, how's it going?
Good, good.
So pretty much, I mean, I think from my perspective, I think this market into the holidays is going to be lower volume. It's kind of PvP mode on some of the altcoins for sure. I think overall, I'm pretty, I'd say bearish, just based on looking at kind of the drop that we've had, sentiment and just structure overall. I think the worrying thing for me is just sort of equities are, I mean, they've kind of just been up only and starting to stagnate a bit. So, you know, that's kind of my concern, and seeing the correlation between BTC and SPX hasn't been so good. It's just kind of been a down, you know, an inverse correlation, which I'm not so happy to see. But, you know, we'll see going into the new year what happens, because I think we have two kind of big events, which is, you know, people are saying there's tax harvesting thing right now, and then there'll be Chinese New Year, which always causes some volatility. So we'll see what happens.
Cool. Thank you both for giving that commentary. So I think from here, we're going to transition to the next segment. And before we do that, just announcement is the next segment will focus on kind of more live trading, and we'll talk about some educational components about trading perps. And as part of this process, if you are joining from the base app on X, please go join from the Avantis X instead, because the base X account will be dropping from the stream. So again, if you're joining from the base handle on X, please, for the next component of this stream, join from the Avantis